Hello from Transylvanian countryside. I really wanted to film this video outside, but everything went wrong. So I had to settle for my little cabin. This is the first video I'm actually filming in 2025 and it's an exciting new year here on YouTube. So I decided to make a sit-down video where I'll talk a little bit more about my experience during my first year here on YouTube as a travel channel. I will talk about everything from statistics and monetization to everything I learned about posting videos, what has the potential to be successful, what doesn't really, and my experience as a channel who never went viral. And I think this is important because this will be a realistic look at YouTube. I did not get crazy lucky. I did not have my first video ever gone viral. So this has been an organic growth, and this is all I learned without having some crazy luck at some point. So without further ado, I'll actually start with monetization and statistics because I think some people might click on this video because they want to find out if they can make any money from YouTube as a new channel. So I'm just gonna start with that. There's no point in listening to me talking about different things for half an hour if you're just here for that. The answer is yes and no. It really depends on your expectations, on how much you're posting, what you're posting, and I'm gonna talk about what I think would be more successful. I posted my first video on YouTube in November 2023 and my channel got monetized in August 2024, so it was around 8 months. I do think you can get your channel monetized sooner than that if you post more than I did. And I think there are also a few hacks, tricks, I don't know what to call them, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. I posted my first video around 1 year and 2 months ago, and since then I posted 45 videos on YouTube. I realized that's way less than other YouTube channels post. Some people start with daily vlogs, some people post twice a week, and then most channels post once a week. I tried to post once a week, but then I took some breaks in between, mainly because I didn't travel enough for time and budget reasons. In order to get monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. I reached my 4,000 hours of watch time with my Camino de Santiago series, and that was in April 2024. And it took me a few more months to actually reach 1,000 subscribers, and I think it took me quite a long time to get that number of subscribers because I did it organically. I never shared my YouTube channel with high school or university colleagues, or it was only my close friends that knew I started a YouTube channel. But anyway, I wanted to grow my channel organically. I wanted an audience that actually wants to watch me, not just some people who feel obligated to subscribe. So I decided to just leave it to chance and YouTube algorithm. So as I said, I posted my first video in November 2023, and in the summer of 2024, I posted my 2 most successful videos on this channel. One was the things I would do differently if I walked the Camino again. So that was an informative video I posted after my Camino de Santiago series, and that reached 18,000 views now. And soon after that, I posted a video from Naples, and that reached 22,000 subscribers now. These 2 videos have been carrying my channel since then, and the money I'm making per month actually come from those 2 videos predominantly. After getting monetized, I started making around $30 something per month, which with the amount of money I spent on equipment and videos and the amount of hours I spent editing seems like nothing. However, I was actually surprised because I thought I was gonna make nothing. I actually thought I was gonna make like $2 to begin with. I never thought I was gonna make $30. That actually seemed like a lot to me. Assuming that if I posted way more than my 45 videos, my income would have been maybe 2-3 times higher. And then, yeah, that's kind of nice. So in 2024, I made $168 on YouTube from August when I said I got monetized, and my daily revenue is around $1, less than $1. I had a crazy day here of $6. I have no idea what happened. And here you can see each month. So we have September with 36, 44, 37, 32, 33. If I don't post anything, I notice that it kind of stays around this amount. And as I said, these 2 videos have been carrying my channel since then because they've been making the most amount of money. All of this income comes from YouTube ads. I do not have YouTube memberships activated because I didn't feel like I had enough content to give to members who actually pay for a subscription. Same with Patreon. I wish I had more content to offer to people. Now let's talk about what I posted, how often I posted, and what I could have done better. I started my YouTube channel with my Camino de Santiago series, and the reason I did this is because I wanted to walk the Camino for myself, obviously, but I wanted to start my channel with it because that would give me a glimpse into what it's like to film and travel. I'm a huge travel YouTube consumer. I love watching vloggers, and I've been wanting to start my own channel for a long time, and it's very difficult to start. You don't even know where to start. You don't even know if you can talk in front of a camera. You don't know if anyone wants to listen to you, and there's so much that goes into it. So I thought, you know what? I need to start. I need to push myself into it. And the Camino is really budget friendly. It involves daily travel, and I can carry all my gear and I can see what it's like to travel full time and film it. I did not have the budget to go to Thailand or Bali like most travel YouTubers do, and they live there and they daily vlog for a while because it's an affordable country. However, I did not have any remote income at the time. I had a little bit of savings, not too much, and so the Camino de Santiago was a good start. So that's how I started daily vlogging the Camino. My first video on the Camino was quite successful, but the follow-up videos were not as successful because one thing I learned on YouTube is that follow-up videos don't perform that well. So everything that's a part 2, part 3, part 4 from the same place just doesn't do that great. That being said, maybe my channel would have been more successful if I would have started with standalone videos, like do the Camino video as a 1 video documentary, and then I would do other things instead of posting the Camino episode 25, which people are not that likely to click on. Anyway, I don't regret anything I did on YouTube. But what I'm trying to say is that I could have had more success, I think, if I tried harder in that direction. But back to the follow-up videos. Again, if you look at my San Francisco videos, my second video was way less successful. When it comes to Zadar, Croatia, my second video was way less successful. And Via Transilvanica in Romania as well, even though the quality is the same. Now I want to talk about what I learned works on YouTube in order to be as successful as you can, because I think luck plays a role in it as well. This applies to a travel YouTube channel. The first and most important thing would be to choose famous destinations. You might think that if you try and film something that hasn't been filmed, it might be more successful because you have no competition on the market, but that is not true. In my experience, famous places worked really well and not so famous places didn't work at all. And it was as simple as that. So if you start a new travel YouTube channel, I would advise you to choose destinations that are famous and highly researched and also pretty clear in your title and your thumbnail. So people who would travel to Rome, for example, would see that that's about Rome and would also probably look for various videos on Rome because it's a very touristy place. Now, if you can also add some controversy to that famous place, that's even better. So my most successful video on my channel is my Naples one because it is a little bit of a controversial destination, but it's also a very, very touristy destination, and my title and thumbnail are also a little bit clickbaity, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But my advice for a new YouTube channel would be to choose famous destinations, do them in a one single video, because I think if you do a part 2, you're gonna work a lot on the video, and I don't think it's gonna be that successful. Focus on either big famous cities or very famous destinations like the Camino de Santiago, or something that is controversial. And that brings me to my second point. Clickbaits work, and you do need to have some level of clickbait if you want to have some sort of success on YouTube. I kind of hate it when people are trying too hard and I see them coming up with these crazy titles and it seems like I'm watching some bad news channel. But the truth is, your video is gonna show up on someone's homepage along with very famous channels who have a huge team of people, who have editors, who specifically plan their videos and then thumbnails and invest so much in a channel, and it's going to be their video and it's going to be your video next to it, and some people have to choose between yours and theirs. Personally, I prefer authenticity. I don't like when YouTube channels become businesses. The reason I fell in love with YouTube is because I found authentic television in a way, and it's amazing and I love it. And it's really, really sad when people get to a point where they make a lot of money and they lose that authenticity. But that's another talk for another day. Back to YouTube success, I would say go for famous destinations, go for clickbait titles if you can find something about the destination. In order to make people watch your videos, you need to give something to them, and that's normally either information or entertainment. And that clickbait title should include either a very informative video that people click on because they want to find something out, they want to know where to travel, how your experience was, and so on, or they choose entertainment. So then you will have to do some challenges or visit some controversial place, have some controversial opinion, but you kind of need to think about these things and you need to plan things accordingly if you are looking for success, because people should feel like choosing your video out of many videos that are on YouTube, and they would do that if they feel like you have something to offer. My 2 most viewed videos are exactly what I just said. My most viewed video is Naples, and the reason it got so many clicks is because it has some controversy to it. Some people love Naples, some people hate it, and even Italians have mixed opinions. Tourists don't really know what to think about it, so it's got some controversy to it. The fact that I asked the question, is Naples safe, on my thumbnail already created this intrigue. Some people wanted to see if I say something bad about their city. Some other people genuinely wanted to see if it's safe to travel in a place like that. On top of that, the title said Naples is not what I expected, which again had some intensity to it. Now, I didn't lie about it. Naples really was not what I expected, but in my case, it was in a good way because everything I heard about it was not great. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, some people had way worse experiences than me, so this is not the absolute truth. That was just my experience I shared. But that combination of a famous destination, an intriguing question, some level of intensity or shock or surprise in the title, plus information, that is what gets YouTube success. And I noticed that that formula kind of works most of the time. You can get unlucky too, and maybe you think something would work and it might not, but if you apply the formula over and over again, chances are you might succeed. To some extent, obviously, you're still not going to get viral straight away, but at least you will have some realistic success, let's say, for a new channel. So whether it's information, challenges, or you're just very entertaining as a person, either of these might work. And then try to be as consistent as possible and also keep a consistent niche. If it's just a general travel niche and you do all sorts of types of travel, I think that's okay. But if you try to do all sorts of inconsistent things, then the YouTube algorithm might not really know where to place you. And I want to talk about something else that nobody talks about, and that is YouTube promotions. Because at some point I decided to give it a try for science, and I discovered something pretty interesting. If you don't know what that is, it's mainly created for businesses, and you pay YouTube to display your video as an ad. So your video will pop up on people's homepages and in searches as the first video with an ad underneath. And that is normally to promote a business, but you can do it as a normal YouTube channel as well. And I decided to give that a go because I was curious what it's like, what it does. You know, it was a new tool. And I tried a promotion on my San Francisco video. I paid around $15 for my promotion. I was not willing to invest too much. This was just a little test. So for $15, YouTube promoted my video for, I think, 3 days. I don't remember exactly. And I discovered something really interesting. When you start a promotion, you can choose your goal, whether it's audience growth, views, or something else. And I chose audience growth for this video. I paid the $15 and I wanted to see what happens. Now, all the views that you get through YouTube promotions are not actually monetized, so you're not making any money. And these views are also messing up your channel statistics because people are going to click your video without actually engaging or watching it. So then your watch time for the video is going to drop and just the statistics overall are not going to be great. So generally, I would not use that too much on my channel. However, with this promotion, I gained 400 subscribers in one day. I don't even know if these were real people because it looks a little bit suspicious. If you found my channel through promotions, please let me know if you're still here, if you're real, if you're a real human, because I found that a little bit weird. However, if I tried the promotions before getting monetized, in that time when I was waiting to get my 1,000 subscribers, I could have gotten my channel monetized way sooner. So if you're waiting for your 1,000 subscribers and you want to hack, this could work. It would have worked for me with the numbers I got. I don't know if I just got lucky. It was, as I said, after monetization, so I didn't test it properly to see if I can reach that number before monetization. But I would say it's worth giving it a try. There's not that much to lose. However, if you do use it more, that might mess up your statistics, and I wouldn't want to play with that too much. Another thing I would do differently on my YouTube channel would be to post more. However, with travel YouTube, you need a budget for it and you need a lot of time. When it comes to consistency, there's a lot to talk about because it really depends on what kind of videos you want to put out there. Many people start their YouTube channel with daily vlogs because they rely on consistency to reach a wide audience. However, in that situation, your videos would be pretty raw and you are counting on yourself and your likability as a person while sharing the things rather than on good production and informative videos. It really depends on you as a person. If you're comfortable being in front of the camera and if you want to be the main character, then raw videos come with consistency and potential success through that. If you actually want to do a lot of research and plan your videos and edit them, offer information and so on, that takes a long time and it's actually pretty difficult to post more than once a week, maybe twice a week. It's way easier if you do it as a couple. Also, if you click this video because you want to start a new channel and you don't know how to handle it financially, I know that is a huge struggle. I know a lot of people would love to start a YouTube channel, especially in a travel area, with the idea that this might give them freedom at some point in the hope that one day it could become their full-time job, but they probably don't know how to make it happen because you need a lot of time and you need quite a high budget to start. In my case, for example, I did not take the most common approach when it comes to this. Most YouTubers started traveling on savings. For example, the first channel I ever watched was Kara and Nate, and they openly talked about how they started traveling for a year on $35,000. This was, I think, 8-9 years ago. I'm not sure when they started. That's what I thought I should do to start with as well, and that plan completely failed because I never managed to save enough money to start traveling full-time. I was a classical musician and London is not really the place to get rich as a classical musician. I don't think there is any place to get rich as a classical musician. You're lucky if anyone pays you at all. So I did not have the budget to travel. And my plan was to save from a management job I had at the time. But with the cost of rent and just my daily expenses, saving that much would have taken me so long, and months were going by, and I felt so far away from the project I really wanted to start, and I had to take a completely different approach. So I decided the best thing to do was to move back to my hometown. I was going through a career crisis. My mom was feeling quite lonely, so I decided to move back home where I wouldn't pay rent, and that gave me a little bit more freedom to actually only work project-based, freelance. In my case, that was within the music industry because I studied classical music performance, and that's what I've been doing most of my life. So not having to pay rent allowed me to work less, so I have more time for YouTube and use my hometown as a home base and just organize trips from my hometown. So I never had the budget to actually start a YouTube channel by traveling full-time. I wish I did. It was just not doable, and I found the most suitable option for me. I know not everyone can have a place to stay without paying rent, and I know it's difficult to start a project like this, especially if you're not super confident that's gonna work. This is just my experience, but there are ways around it. And I'm just mentioning this because I felt like I hit a huge roadblock when I realized that I couldn't save enough to start a YouTube channel. But that meant I couldn't make as many videos as I wanted because having that home base required always flying out there and back and having a budget for each trip. But my budget was not that high. I still want to save enough money or to make enough out of YouTube to be able to buy a one-way ticket and explore countries and cultures. And I have so many places I want to visit and so many things I want to do, and I'm so excited for it. But it's not that easy, and I do have the pressure of an income just hanging over my head every day because all I hear around me is get a normal job, just go and work. And then you'll see, you'll make videos on top of that. You see, just go to work. If you're listening to me talking about these financial struggles and you're wondering, wow, you were staying in a 5-star hotel in Miami and you went to Serengeti and all of that. And so somewhere in between deciding to start my YouTube channel and moving out of London, I met my partner Matt, who travels for work. So what I want to do is pretty compatible with what he does. And when he travels somewhere for work, he does get free accommodation included, obviously. And that is why I got to be on those trips. So yeah, maybe you see those videos and you think, oh wow, she must have some crazy income from somewhere or come from some sort of wealth. And it is not the case. And at the moment, having a budget to invest in YouTube is my main struggle, and it's what's stressing me out every single day. I'm not gonna give it up because I love it too much, but I do need to figure out a way to keep this going because at the moment it's barely hanging. Another common issue you might be facing when starting a YouTube channel is physically starting, grabbing the camera and saying something. It feels so overwhelming and so weird to start talking to a camera. Like, you don't really know what to say, you don't really know what to film, you don't know if whatever you film is going to make sense in a video. I guess my advice when it comes to that would be to just force yourself into starting. I booked my Camino de Santiago trip and then I got a camera and I was kind of forced to start because I was already there. I was doing the trip, I started the hike, I had a camera in my hand and I just had to start saying something. And I didn't talk that much, I didn't say enough, but I just started, and I think it got better with time. And I realized that you have so much control over your project because you can cut whatever you don't like, you can edit things in. So for example, if you didn't give enough information about something, you can do a voiceover. So as long as you have some nice footage of the place that you want to share, just start, and you'll see when you edit that it's not as bad as you think. If your content is travel related, it's a bit easier to keep people engaged because there is so much to share, and you don't need to share that much about yourself, and you don't need to talk that much at first if you don't feel comfortable. Start by saying something now, and then say something else, and then say something else, and eventually you will start putting some good videos together. Try not to fall into perfectionism. Try not to think, oh, but this is not good enough, I'm not going to post it, I'm not going to try, I'm not ready yet, all of that. You kind of have to start with whatever you can do in the moment, even if you don't have the best camera, even if you don't have the best skills, even if you have no idea what to say. You kind of need to force yourself into starting, and once you get used to it, you will become better. And in the travel niche, the beautiful places you're visiting will help always, and the stories you tell and the people you encounter, you don't have to be the main subject of your videos, which takes a little bit of the pressure off you. And now I want to talk about the future of this channel. I started my channel with the Camino de Santiago because I really wanted to go on that journey, and it was a great way for me to see if I enjoy full-time travel while filming. That was budget friendly, it was an experience I really wanted to have, and it was also something I could share on YouTube, so it was the perfect start. However, my plan for this channel always included more areas of interest, let's say. So the plan for this channel was always to include hiking and nature, but also cities and cultural exploring, from tourist spots to community to nature, hiking, transportation, everything I'd love to experience, I would also love to share on here. I would love to alternate between all of these because I have many interests, and I think it's really interesting to go from, you know, camping to a luxurious hotel. And I think these contrasts make you appreciate things more and just make life better. So the plan is to continue with all of these. Hopefully at some point I would get to a decent income from everything I'm doing, and I can actually get a one-way ticket and I can explore a country properly, from the community to maybe volunteering, and share its nature, culture, communities. Some places might be more modern, some places might be more traditional. I would love to see this world and share it as it is. Some people ask me if I'm planning on doing another Camino. I would love to. It's just that the Camino requires a longer time and a higher budget, so I haven't made any specific plans for that. However, I might do a shorter Camino in a different country. I also want to explore more European cities, maybe a little bit more of Eastern Europe, because I think people don't know that much about it. Even I don't know that much about it, and I am from Eastern Europe, but whenever I plan the trip, I would visit either the Mediterranean countries or Western Europe. So there is definitely a lot to see. So when it comes to the future of this channel, I would love to post more frequently. However, this really depends on the time and income situation. That's a goal of mine, but it's not something I am 100% sure I can do. I started this as a passion project, and I want to keep it as authentic as possible, which means me sharing what I genuinely want to do. Many people on YouTube, after a certain point, decide to create a business out of their channel. So then for them, filming a video means we are going there to film a video, and they plan it and they just go there to create a specific video for YouTube, and it's like a job. And I think that takes so much from YouTube's authenticity and the reason I fell in love with YouTube to begin with. And I'm not chasing a business. Yes, some YouTube success would be helpful because it is very difficult to keep this channel without it generating income. But I want to do what I enjoy. I want to share my authentic experiences to the best of my abilities, and grow and evolve and just share my world with people and bring some joy to some people's lives, or at least some information if I'm not that good on the entertainment side or just a positive view on the world. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm really curious to hear how you discovered it, through which series or video. Are there people still here from my Camino de Santiago series? If so, I love to hear from you, because lately it's been pretty quiet when it comes to engagement, and I have no idea who's still watching. I see the numbers and I have no idea what's happening behind those numbers. And also, if you have any suggestions for this channel, please let me know what you would like to see in the future. If you're more interested in hiking and nature, since you found me through the Camino or other hiking videos, I could do more of that. Anything, please feel free to share it in the comment section. Just don't tell me to quit YouTube or something like that, because I'm not mentally prepared for that. Also, I know many people subscribed from Italy after my Naples video. Some people subscribed from Romania at some point when I posted my videos from Romania. Please let me know where you're from. If you're still here, that would be really interesting to hear. If you really want to start your channel and you don't know where or how and you're nervous about it, take this as a sign. Just pick up a camera and start. There's nothing to lose. You have full control over editing. So just start making a few videos. Just start talking to the camera. It's fine if you don't post the best videos at first. It doesn't really matter. Just do it. The community on YouTube is very nice and supportive in general as well. So yeah, I hope I covered everything. This is my first time filming a video like this, where I just talk this much on my own, so I have no idea if I missed anything. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know, and soon I will come back with new travel videos. I'm actually traveling somewhere tomorrow, and then I have another trip booked this February. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!